Hi, this is Mark from Prova Cycles in Melbourne, Australia. I really appreciate you tuning in for the ENVE virtual show to check out some pretty unique custom bikes and the launch of some new products, which is pretty exciting for all of us who love bikes and love adventure. I started building bikes under the Prova name almost 6 years ago now, after working in motorsport and automotive for many years as a design engineer and also as a performance engineer. And that background has definitely flowed over into how I approach the design, how the construction and how the testing and validation of the bikes is done. Well, that's probably enough waffling on about myself. You're here to look at bikes. So this is the Mostro, which like Prova is an Italian word. In this case it means monster, so this is basically a gravel monster. I found myself over the last few years building my gravel adventure bikes with bigger and bigger tyre volume, and this is the latest iteration of that design. This will fit up to a maximum of a 700 by 55 millimeter tyre while still keeping essentially a road fit, so it'll fit a road Q factor crank. It's obviously got drop bars on it, which allows you to run multiple hand positions for long distance riding, allows you to kind of get lower into the wind if you've got a headwind all day. I think that the most unique point about that is, like when the ENVE released the current gravel fork, it allowed us to run up to a 50mm tyre, and now with this latest adventure fork we can go even bigger, which is, in my mind, suits the application of this bike, which is like long distance, multi-day, single track, fire roads, nice gravel roads. And with more and more tyres in that size range, I think it's just going to get more and more popular. The bigger volume giving you more security in terms of punches, more comfort, more traction. So getting into some of the details of the frame design, the Mostro is made from 3 2.5 seamless tyre tubing, which I custom butt the main triangle in-house to suit each client. The seat tube has a slight curve in it down the bottom, which allows a slightly shorter chainstay while fitting the larger tyres. One of the obvious features of my designs is the use of the additive manufacturing for things like the dropouts, the seat clamp, and uniquely the dropped chainstay yoke. I started using additive manufacture on my quite a few years ago now, and it's just allowed like so much design freedom in terms of achieving clearance while keeping a uniform distribution of stress through the chainstay as it comes up to the bottom bracket. Some of the unique features in the back of the bike, I adopted the Sram universal derailleur hanger late last year. So one of the other things about additive manufacture is you can kind of adapt to new standards a little more quickly rather than being stuck into CNC machine code and things like that. On the other side of the bike we've got the flat mount dropout. I can build this bike either with a 140mm rotor standard, or like this bike, a 160mm direct mount, flat mount. As we come back along the chainstay towards the bottom bracket, you'll see that this bike features a T47 bottom bracket. I've been using T47 pretty much since it came out. In the case of the gravel and the mountain bikes, I use 86.5 standard, which fits the same cranks but allows a lot more material to attach the chainstays to. This also gives you a good view down here of the custom anodizing graphics on this particular bike. It features a unique Australian animal print that was done by Adam Cooper of Davey Sprocket and implemented by Liam from 9 Volt Colour here in Melbourne. There's some pretty unique processes that Liam's developed in terms of masking the way he achieves the colour saturation, which I think you'll agree is pretty sweet. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to me waffle on about my bikes. Have fun.